So to explain it to my wife, I said, we're driving around in jumbo jets, Boeing 747s. It's a similar weight. We're right in the middle.
Yeah.
So I explained to all the new trainees, I said, that's what you're driving around in. We're 300 tonnes. It's a jumbo jet. My name's Brett Harbright, live in Queensland. I was selling Mack trucks for 7 years, and prior to that I did truck accident repairs. And here we are working on a mine site in WA, of MLG. To get into mining, when we moved to Queensland, everyone said there's lots of jobs in mining. And I'm sure there is. But unless you know somebody or you're trade qualified, it's really hard to get into. So this was a step to get into mining for me. That was, yeah. I heard about MLG through word of mouth and then followed them on Facebook. I was having some time away from travelling, away from work travelling, and yeah, we were told MLG was a good company to work for. And you saw it on Facebook. The ad came up about the NTI program for road train drivers. So it was probably about 6 weeks. About 6 weeks between seeing the Facebook ad and being on site. The process was fairly easy to apply. On the Facebook page, off memory, I sent them an email. They replied back. They sent me a letter then saying there was or a phone call it was, sorry, saying there was a time and date to meet at Rockhampton where they're having an information day. Several staff were there, and from there I then got another email to say that we'd been accepted, and then it was to go over to Perth for 10 days of training. The training was very in-depth. They wanted to get us the whole crew used to longer days, so we started at 6 o'clock in the morning and we finished at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon to get us used to working 12-hour days. So, yeah. Tom the trainer, he was great, very knowledgeable, yeah, it was good. The daily process, I wake up at 3:20 in the morning, I have my alarm set. Our crib room opens and our lunchroom, breakfast and that opens at 3:45 in the morning. So we're there about that time. Make our lunch for the day, sandwiches, there's plenty of food to choose from, it's all fresh and healthy. Make our lunch for the day, have some breakfast, then hop on the bus to come out to work at about 4:45. We have our pre-start meeting at 5:30 on the dot we start. That runs through what we're working on the day and any issues and safety issues and things like that. Takes about 20 minutes. After that, we all hop in our trucks and we go to our relevant jobs and work for the day. We finish at 5:30 in the afternoon, so it's a full 12-hour day. By the time we get back to camp, it's about 6 o'clock at night. We then go and have our crib for tea. I normally ring my wife for about half an hour, and then it's not long after that, shower and bedtime. We can do it all again. I live in Queensland, so I flew 4,500 kilometres across the country to a state that I'd never been to before, to work in an industry that I'd never been before with a group of people that I'd never met before. I don't know, you have a lot of nerves and that sort of stuff, but they're really unfounded. We see a lot of the new staff come through now, the new NTIs, and everyone's nervous, and so in a couple of weeks' time you'll just be fitting in nice and easy. It's good. I've been around trucks my whole life, machinery and things like that, never driven trucks like these. So they got us into the driving, which was great. I've never been in a loader at all. We now operate 988 cat loaders and W600 Komatsu loaders. They're 60 odd tonne loaders, they're 16 tonne buckets. Quite efficient at that now, so it's great. There's lots of people here to teach you, experienced people, get trained by some really good operators. If you're willing to listen and learn, you can learn a real lot from diggers, loaders, trucks, moxies, the whole lot. Sometimes we'll be down here if there's no loader operator, if we're short-staffed or he's got to be somewhere else, we'll be self-loading. So we then park the truck out wider and we just grab off the pile and we self-load ourselves and then park the loader, jump in the truck and drive over. Yeah. When we first arrived, we spent a couple of days in the passenger seat of the road train with a subject matter expert, SME, driving. Then if we're efficient enough and proficient enough, they sign us off to operate it on our own. We do that on day shift only for 3 weeks. Then we go through a similar process to transition into night shift. After a few months, depending on that, after a few months they started to train us up into loaders, and yeah, the more time you spend in the seat of a loader, the better you get. So automatic manual, it's a 12-speed automated manual transmission. It's a manual gearbox with a brain on top that tells it when to change, so we don't have a clutch. When we're tipping off, we use the similar buttons and a couple more. So here we PDO in it, and we've got buttons down the side here to control the trailers. It comes fairly natural now. We've done it a lot of times. We do 6 or 7 loads of these a day, and some of the other loads you'll do a little bit more than that. And you've been doing it for a while, it becomes second nature. It's not too bad. He'll probably be about 5 minutes a trailer. So he'll put 21 buckets on, 7 buckets per trailer, and grossing 200 tonne. 200 tonne payload.
Copy, Chris. 199.4. Good to go, mate.
Cover that, Matty. 199.4, thanks, mate. Train 139, leaving the tail thing. I've found MLG to be a family orientated company. The crew we work with, our project manager, our supervisors, we're all like one big family out here. We spend more time here than home. So I had a personal issue similar to this time last year where I had to fly home for a medical emergency, a family emergency, and our project manager, they organised the flights, and I didn't know what to do on the wrong side of the country, and they pulled out all stops and got me home. So yeah, it's a fair bit of loyalty to show for that.